Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. Excuse the hair, been in the shower, can't do anything with it. I'm just waiting for it to dry properly. I'm having a quick news roundup today, so I've got a few stories to look at. So let's get into it. By the way, last night I watched a film called Barbarian. It's a horror film. Thanks to Marie again for the tip. But it's on Disney Plus. But you wouldn't know it. You've got to go looking for it. Well, I did anyway. I had to search for it because it didn't appear on either on the Disney Plus front page or in the Star section. In the new to Star or new to Disney Plus. Wasn't in there. I had to go searching for it. And it's a really good film. It's a good horror. Quite gruesome in places. It's not as good. I've heard other people say it's really, really good, but it's all right. So I'll give it a watch. But it's not for the squeamish in places. But it's not that bad. And it's a bit silly. But anyway, so let's get on to the news. I just thought I'd mention that. Let's get on to the news. Right, first up, we're on Superhero Hype. Never heard of this website. Never mind. Links this time are in the description. And don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell. I'm also on Rumble and Anchor.fm and Spotify and Amazon Music Podcasts and Google Podcasts. And I'm also on the social medias, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description, as are links for my books, Mercury Rapids and Silent Predator. They're on Kindle and paperback. Just a bit of fun. Right, here we go. Superhero Hype. But we're talking about Star Trek Picard Season 3. And there's Amanda Plummer as the bad guy or person with a dodgy hairdo. She doesn't look very glamorous in this, does she? Surrounded by her crew, I presume. Right, I'm going to have to move this, aren't I? And shrink it down as well, because it's not all going to fit. Right, here we go. Final Star Trek Picard trailer date revealed. I mean, it starts in, a couple of weeks, doesn't it? 3 weeks, something like that. Oh, pardon me. Boldly going where few trekkers have gone before. That should be a drinking game, but I can't be bothered. The new final Star Trek Picard Season 3 trailer will follow the lead of Star Wars and Marvel by debuting during a football game. Next Sunday, January 29th, during half-time of the AFC Championship game, Paramount will make it so. They're getting them all in, aren't they? Make it so. As a tease and to make an association between Star Trek and football as far as teamwork goes, Paramount Plus has revealed a tiny bit of new footage to whet the appetite. Check it out below. Oh, no, let's have a look then. Hopefully I won't get a strike.
There is something coming.
Old friends and allies, standing together again.
Battle station.
Reuniting to accomplish a shared mission and defeat an adversary unlike any other.
We will have vengeance.
An opponent wielding great power, determined to disrupt everything.
And down the sideline he goes. This is storybook. And this place
it sounds
is
older
absolutely
than
going wild.
Trying to elude the pressure, and now he's going to take off and run it. He'll have a touchdown.
Now is the time to resist. Knowing your destiny must not be denied, because this decides everything.
This is the end, my friend.
That was the Titan.
Star Trek Picard. The final season streams on February 16th.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Right, anyway, we've much to learn about what comes next. What does Amanda Plummer's scary-looking villain want? I mean, she looks a bit like, a certain political leader from the 30s in Germany, doesn't she? If Worf is a pacifist, how come he carries a big sword? Because he's not really, is he? How did Law manage to age to look like Brent Spiner today? I think they've covered that in the series, haven't they? That he does age, or his appearance age. I don't know. The third season of Picard finally brings together the story we all wanted to see from the beginning. It's a full-on next-generation reunion with the late Mr. Data represented by his evil twin. They could have B4, couldn't Wesley Crusher, I mean, we saw him in, I think it was B4, we saw in a draw, didn't we, in season 1. Anyway, Wesley Crusher, who showed up at the end of last season, probably has other things to do, thank God. God, that were cringe. Picard season 3 begins on Paramount Plus, February 16th. I think it'll be February 17th here in the UK. Everything about it implies it will be the last one, though not perhaps the last time we ever see any of these characters. If you're not into football, stay tuned to superhero high, blah, 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 blah. Right. So there you go. So the trailer's coming on, I forgot already, January 29th. The final trailer. Will it have anything new in it? I don't know. Will season 3 be good as everybody's promising? I don't know. We will see. We will see. So let's move on from Star Trek to Star Wars. I think it's all Star Wars from now on. So we'll start off. Star Wars alum. Emilia Clarke. To move that down. There we go. And make it a bit... yeah, I'm going wrong way. There we go. Right, Star Wars alum. Still got to move it down a bit. Professional. Star Wars alum, Emilia Clarke and alums, Emilia Clarke and Daisy Ridley reveal whether they would reprise their roles and take another spin in a galaxy far, far away. Now, this is a drinking game. Coffee, though. Right, a couple of Star Wars alums, they like that word, don't they, are responding to whether they'd be open to reprising their respective roles in the epic space opera franchise. Emilia Clarke and Daisy Ridley, who both wrapped up their characters' stories in the films that they starred in. No, they didn't. Well, Daisy Ridley did with Rey, when she just decided to become a Skywalker for whatever reason. But Emilia Clarke's story were left well open, wasn't it? She were going off to meet Darth Maul. Well, Maul is not Darth anymore, is it? By that time. Anyway, wrapped up their character stories in the films that they starred in, were presented with the question while attending the 2023 Sundance Film Festival that kicked off on January 19th. For Clarke, she didn't mince words when she shot back with a quick no, while Ridley had a different answer when she confessed she would definitely consider returning. Some are suggesting she might already have returned, because she was at Skywalker Ranch, apparently. Recently, anyway, there they are. They've looked better, haven't they? I'm sorry, I'm no oil painting, but anyway. Clarke, 36, played the role of Kira, Han Solo's childhood friend and romantic interest in Solo: A Star Wars Story, who turned out to be, an amazing fight, basically, the traditional stunning and brave Kathleen Kennedy's favourite person, a brunette British woman. That's all she casts, isn't it? Anyway, Clarke, 36, played the role of Kira, Han Solo's childhood friend and romantic interest in Solo: A Star Wars Story 2018. It lost money. While promoting the new science fiction romantic comedy The Pod Generation at Sundance, move that down again. The British actress was asked if her interest in doing more genre films would extend back to a galaxy far, far away. Drinking game. I mean, no, she said with a laugh, according to IndieWire, adding, "That would be lovely. That would be very nice. I'm genuinely having a wicked time on Marvel, though. They're absolutely brilliant." What's she doing on Marvel? Have I missed something? And there she is. Is that Kira in? I don't know. Is that her as Kira in Solo? It might be. I don't know. I can't remember. Clarke is currently working on Marvel's Secret Invasion for Disney Plus that stars Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, along with the likes of Ben Mendelsohn, Kobe Smulders, Kingsley Ben Adir. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at this, but it just reminds me of not the 9 o'clock news sketch. If you know, you know. Olivia Colman, Martin Freeman, and Don Cheadle. Oh, so they're all returning characters in that one. The 6-episode show, which is intended to be the 9th television series in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, is slated to premiere in early 2023. For Ridley, 30, she's been at the famed film festival in Park City, Utah, in promotion of her new film, Sometimes I Feel Like Dying. Her experience playing Rey in the Star Wars universe actually extends to 3 films. Star Wars The Force Awakens, 2015, Star Wars The Last Jedi, 2017, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, 2019. Did she voice Rey in that Lego holiday special thing? Did she? Or was that somebody else? I don't know. There she is in The Last Jedi. Boo. In an interview with IMDb, I think it's Last Jedi, isn't it? Yeah, it is. In an interview with IMDb, the London, England native confessed she would definitely consider returning to the fold. I mean, I'm open to a phone call. I'm looking for employment, she said. She's becoming the Mark Hamill, isn't she, of the sequel trilogy. She'll end up just doing voice work. The actress also spoke to The Wrap about how she has watched the various Star Wars franchise shows on Disney Plus and considers herself a big fan. Well, she's in rarefied company then. I haven't watched all of them, but it's just because of timing and stuff like that. So making excuses already. But yeah, I mean, the work everyone's doing is amazing. Oh, God, pardon me. She shared, I worked with Pedro Pascal and I was like, this is really cool. He's the Mandalorian. I still find it all very exciting. I must admit, I quite like Daisy Ridley. I've nothing against Daisy Ridley. And I'm not a hater of Rey. I mean, yes, she was overpowered, but I like Daisy Ridley's portrayal, especially in Force Awakens. She was kind of cute, but she became too powerful too quickly, didn't she? That's it. That's the end. Send me the goss, give over. Go away. So there you go. So, Emilia Clarke is probably not going to come back as Kira, but Daisy Ridley, yeah, I think she'll be back as Rey, to be honest. Sooner than we think. I wouldn't be surprised if she's done something already. Right, so we will move on. As I said, I didn't mind Daisy Ridley as Rey. Her performance, should I say. I didn't like the character, but she was quite nice. And I didn't mind Kira, really, in Solo. I didn't hate Solo. It was a bit brown, wasn't it? The colour palette was a bit depressing. The ending wasn't great, but as I say, I didn't really mind it, but it still lost money. Right, another Star Wars one. Sticking with Solo, Star Wars actor Alden Ehrenreich addresses potential Han Solo return. Solo Star Wars stories. Alden Ehrenreich addresses the. He just said that, and there he is. Where he went from what Harrison Ford's like a 6-footer, I don't know exactly, but down to what is he, 5'8", in the official canon. I'm going to have to adjust this again now, aren't I? Tell it all over the place. There we go. Solo Star Wars stories lost money. Alden Ehrenreich addresses his possible return as beloved franchise scoundrel Han Solo. Released in 2018, the Star Wars spin-off film depicted the titular character's origin story, because that wasn't great. Particularly how he got his name. From a low-level thief on Corellia to his fateful meeting with future co-pilot Chewbacca and eventually becoming the charmingly overconfident smuggler fans fell in love with in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. Remember when Lawrence Kasdan said for Force Awakens, he was sitting there next to J.J. Abrams' Mystery Box Man saying, you don't have to explain everything. And then he went on in a Solo Star Wars story to explain everything. Badly. Although I didn't mind the meeting with Chewbacca, that was fun. But him speaking Wookiee, he didn't have to speak Wookiee. Chewie just understood him, and he understands Chewie. You didn't have to show him going, because that just looked daft. Anyway, I forgot where I was now. Unfortunately, the Ron Howard directed entry was met with less than stellar reviews that did not help its middling box office returns. It lost money. It didn't have middling box office returns. It lost money. When what was it? Force Awakens 2 billion, Last Jedi 1.5 billion-ish. I think 1.4, something, wasn't it? 1.3. Rise of Skywalker just over $1 billion. I think Rogue One were over $1 billion. I think Solo made something like 400 million, something like that, which, you know, is diabolical for a Star Wars film in this day and age. In a recent interview with IndieWire, Ehrenreich addresses potentially reprising his role as Han Solo. When asked if he would ever return to the character, the actor reflects on his work in Solo: A Star Wars Story and expresses a desire to play the space outlaw one more time. Read all of what he says below, or here. The story that I did, I really got to be Han Solo at the end. That's kind of the arc of the story, which I thought was well done. That's the fun part. That's the guy that's the most fun to be. I'd be very happy to, but who knows? And there he is. With the Star Wars franchise revived following the release of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, a set of spin-off films were planned. Other than Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and Solo: A Star Wars Story, movies centred on bounty hunter Boba Fett and Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi were in the works, which ended up becoming TV series, which were crap. As a result, Solo: A Star Wars Story's underwhelming performance, however, the production slate was restructured, with Boba Fett's film scrapped in favour of integrating the character into the Mandalorian series, and the Kenobi film reworked into a Disney Plus television show, where Kenobi just fails on every level. It does. And Boba Fett were just bad. It was just bad. The best episodes were the Mandalorian episodes, which says a lot. Initially, Ehrenreich signed a contract to reprise the role of Han Solo for at least 2 more films, either as sequels to Solo: A Star Wars Story or in other anthology entries. Following the movie's poor box office receipts, his return has become increasingly unlikely. The film's co-writer, Jonathan Kasdan, you are a lesser sire. No, what is it? A lesser son of greater sires, as Saruman said in Return of the King. Jonathan Kasdan previously stated that he had heard no traction for another Han Solo project, but recently admitted he would love to return to write a sequel. Yeah, because you did well with Willow, didn't you? Oh dear. Late last year, Howard shared that a Solo 2 movie is not in the works or a priority at Lucasfilm, but that Ehrenreich's return to the Star Wars franchise may ultimately be up to the fans. I think they've already said, haven't they? They've shown me the box office returns. Although I didn't mind him, although they were too, they shortened him, didn't they? But height's not everything. Although Solo: Star Wars Story bombed at the box office, they've gone from middling to bombed at the box office, with some critics pointed to Ehrenreich's portrayal of such a beloved character to be distracting. It was all right. The years since have allowed fans to reevaluate their misgivings. The years since, only 5. Ehrenreich's recent comments indicate he understands he was only just beginning his journey towards the Han Solo performance that made Harrison Ford a household name in 1977. Barring any future official Solo 2 announcements, fans can only speculate and hope to see Ehrenreich return as Han Solo. So there you go. So he's willing to come back. Maybe him and Daisy Ridley can join forces in some weird time travel episode. I don't know. I didn't hate Solo: A Star Wars. It was okay, but it didn't make a lot of sense. Why did they need like monorail trains when they had like anti-gravity starships and stuff? I don't understand it. But it was a bit of fun. It was too brown. The colour palette. Right, next, another Star Wars. I think it's the last one. Filming wraps on Jude Law starring Star Wars Skeleton Crew. And there's the logo. As we count down to the return of Din Djarin and Grogu with Season 3 of The Mandalorian, March 1st. It has been announced that filming has wrapped on another of Lucasfilm's live-action Star Wars shows, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, created by Marvel's Spider-Man trilogy director John Watts and his frequent collaborator Christopher Ford. The series is described as a coming-of-age adventure taking place in the same time frame as The Mandalorian and its various spin-offs, although it's unclear if they will be directly connected. Watts has previously said that while it's not a kids' show, Skeleton Crew will follow a group of kids who are about 10 years old who get lost in the Star Wars universe. Sounds a bit like Star Trek Prodigy, really, doesn't it? Never mind. Jude Law leads the cast and is the only name officially announced for the series so far, but yet it's wrapped filming. Unbelievable. Star Wars Skeleton Crew is slated to premiere on Disney Plus as part of this year's Star Wars lineup, alongside The Mandalorian and Star Wars Ahsoka. Filming is also currently taking place on the High Republic era set Star Wars The Acolyte. Oh, good heavens. Although we may have to wait until 2024 for that, although some have suggested it might never see the light of day, but we'll see. I think it will. I won't be surprised if Skeleton Crew's 2024 as well. If it's just finished filming, then I don't know. It depends how far along the post-production is, doesn't it, and the effects work and stuff. Right, that's it. That's the news. I won't read this last one about biohybrid robot walks using lab-grown mouse muscles. They made a robot that can walk that uses mouse muscles. So basically, it's a cyborg. So we're a step away from the T-800 Terminators, aren't we? It's happening, people. It's happening. Right, we'll leave it there. I'll leave it on that jolly note about impending doom from the machines. Right, so thanks for watching. Wherever you are in the universe, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say there.